Anyway, we have with us Larry, who's just on the cusp here of breaking out big. And I just want it on the record, because I told him already, I'm starting it now, so I'm willing to work at 25% off the management rate for 2 years. But I have to be his manager, so you're all proof. We have it on video and everything. Ray, can you get that back? All right, so he's going to do a couple of bits from Kimmel and that he did with Kimmel and a couple of other things. But here's Larry.
All right,
Larry.
Thank you.
Yay, Larry.
I have a little bit ADD, so I have like my notes here. So just bear with me. So first of all, it's Pride Month, so happy Pride with that. I actually think that's kind of funny because it's also Father's Day, so there are any daddies out there. like Rich, but that's a good thing. And I also, and what's funny today was the Diamond Jubilee with the Queen. But actually, I know there's a few queens in here that probably can give Elizabeth some good tips. I mean, that hair's got to go and something, with the fashion with you. So, but with that, first of all, I'd like to explain. I'm an Italian, from the Bronx, and I have to.
Me too.
All right, we have to specify not just that. It's Sicilian. So, growing up in that atmosphere, forget gay. There were just only two types of people. Italians and non-Italians. So that was like,
true.
So that was like, that was a major thing. And honestly, growing up, with family like nervous and coming out like that. But bottom line, my parents love me, so that's a major thing. So I don't want to make like any jokes about that. But my family was, with that crazy, with their generation, like my father's going back to the old generation. With that, so even anything, forget it wasn't about being gay. Like if you smoked a joint, like you're out, you're out of the family. It was like like the jazz singer, remember like with Neil Diamond and Lucy Arnaz, Olivia, he's the rabbi, like you're out of the family. My mother was a little easier, about that, but coming out and dealing with that, I kind of like moved up on the list. With that, because with families, between marriages, divorces, second marriages, kids, prison, we used to call them, the relatives, they're out in the country, so like gay moved up right on the list. So now it's like, it's more like now the question, is he Italian? So that's that's the big thing. So originally we moved to from the Bronx, and growing up there, people know it's like we wanted to move to the Promised Land, which was Westchester, which is, they moved the Yonkers. Like we had low expectations, in our family. And to do any corrections with that, it's not Westchester, it's Westchester. So if I want to use like an example, it's like I call my aunt. What are you doing? I said, you want to go shopping? You go, yeah, we'll go to Nordstrom's in the Westchester White Plains. I thought, maybe not. Or how about the Lord and Taylor's in Eastchester? I said, well, there's one that opened up in Yonkers. I'm like, okay, all right, we'll go there. So, and also my friend Michael and other people, they're from Port Chester. So it's like, I know, this is, hardcore, New Yorkers here. So I recently, moved up here, from the Bronx to Pleasantville. So, which was, an adjustment, for me. But it's nice. It's still, New Yorkers up here. So, which is good. So they're a little bit less brutalized. So I always take the commute, into work, and take Metro North, or Metro North, as we say up here. So do it. And I'm used to from the 6th train, or even when I was in Riverdale, doing the Bronx body block to get on the train, because people, they don't care, men, women, children, they never, they didn't give a crap about that. But up here, I look like the raving lunatic, when I do it. So I knew to back up a little bit, and be Jester. So I commuted to work every day, and then you have the typical people, because I'm on Harlem Line with Chapel and all that, and as soon as the iPads come out, the Kindles come out, they all look like they're busy, they're important, but I can see the green, the green screen. They're doing solitaire. I don't know, who these people are kidding. I know it's a toy. It's like a big toy to them, and then there's the women and 6:30 in the morning with the sunglasses like in Metro North. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not a Kardashian. Like I don't get it. They're just like, there's certain things. Yeah, but it's fine. But the commute's not bad. I mean, some of those conductors are hot, so I'm kind of like, they're the best thing about the trip. But I come into work. You go in, you go into Grand Central. But just there's a couple annoying things like I just don't get. And everyone knows when you go into the city, you just want to keep things moving. You don't want to be, not rude. Just as long as you keep it moving. You don't want to be nasty intentionally. I know it's that New York thing we come, but I just don't get what the guys they whip out their phones. Like, I don't understand, like 7 in the morning, like, who are you going to call? And it slows you down. People look down on the phone. So, me, the big mouth, and anyone can try this line, because you can say it out loud. I go, what the F with this? I go, you're whipping out your electronic penises because you're like so obsessed, because it's obvious that you're compensating. Because then they look at you, but you never get a response. You never get a response because I'm dying to hear it. Like, say, no, I don't, or yes, I am. I go, that kills me. Or the people, I know it's people like my father was a kid. You always saw pay attention. Do what you're saying. Watch where you're going. I see the women, they come out of the side. I'm sorry not to say women. I should say, people, men or women. Like you see, and they're doing it like the Starbucks. Like this, I mean, I should only get a blowjob like that. I swear, like, they're drinking, like, as you're walking down into the station. Like, I don't get it. So, but, these guys, but it is funny. I see these, these guys, I said, I was talking about the, with the iPhone, at least, with the iPads, like, an iPhone's like this, and an iPad's bigger. So, yes, I am an eye queen, but, I just want to get into work. And then again, I have to do the body block with my gym bag, because people know, like, when you're leaving Grand Central, the train's something, and then there's people who want to come into the train. It's not leaving for 20, 25 minutes. I don't get it. Like, why do you have to rush to go in? And I do the body block, and I'm bruising. Like, oh yes, I'm sorry that you're an asshole. That you have to go to an empty train that's not leaving for a half hour. So it's just these regular everyday things I go, and then I finally make it to Fifth Avenue, and just a couple things. People just going to work, but the out-of-towners, and they're the ones that, because people in Manhattan who get on my nerves too, are the ones that when they go running down Fifth Avenue, if you've ever been in Manhattan, and they all think, they're all like, they can call and tell their friends, yeah, I went for a run in Manhattan down Fifth Avenue. And what's really stupid is when you're on 38th Street with the guy next to you, and they're like, yeah, okay, you're better than me because you're running, because, like I'm walking. It just looks so freaking, dumb. And then they do this, block, block to block to block. But the worst thing, which with people a little bit, but you wonder with Manhattan and pretentious, which Westchester I don't think is that bad with it, is and only I think children and women can get away with this. Now you see people other than taking the bus or the subway to work, bicycling. That's people that ride bikes. I give them credit for it because that's pedaling speed. Get to one place. I give them $5. But what I don't get is when I see an adult male like on a scooter. And it's like every 3 seconds. It's like the Flintstones go faster. I go, you're not doing anything, because everyone's like, with the carbon footprint and all that. That's like, I can even do like, a skateboard, that's better than that. But it's just a couple things that I always see, when I go to work. And then, finally, I finally do get to work. I work in the Empire State Building. Again, I just want to get to and from work. We have like above on our floor, I'm on 60th, on the 63rd, we have an international school, and which is like exchange students, people coming into the city, and they're learning English there. So the only thing they learn in English is they know how to order a double latte in Starbucks. Because there's Starbucks, so as far as like courteous, being courteous and things like that, it's different. We expect different things, in the United States, the way they bowl into the elevator, like they don't give it. But one thing that gets me, like when people are coming down from them and they get their school breaks, we're going on our lunch break, is that they charge into the elevator, like without letting us empty out. I go, this isn't the A train, but then I use it. But then but what I do is I use the universal language, word that everyone understands. I go, mira. I go, you need to empty it. I use my Bronx Spanglish on it. You all think that, they look at you, like you're crazy, or, but they don't know. They're used to like running and stuffing into the elevator, so all right, cut me off. Sorry. Thank you. I tried.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
Larry did a great job.
You did a great job.
Excellent. Larry from the Bronx, Sicilian, not Italian, almost Italian. Okay. We have to change the tape, Ray.
Oh, let me pause this.